Very nice, Felipe. I like it, man.
Yeah,
Very,
another level.
very confident, very free.
Another level.
Yeah, and I like you actually. My favorite forehand of yours from the baseline is the one from the backhand side. So even though your backhand is very solid, I do encourage you to run around as much as you can because physically you're fit enough to do it.
Yeah.
And you play a more imposing style that way because you can play more aggressive with the forehand. Half court, I think you have the confidence right now. You can be aggressive on those shots.
Okay. Okay.
You know, tennis improvement is a marathon and not a sprint, and it's a matter of just continuing to work hard, build upon the things that you improved this week, and make a combination of match play and practice, because matches will ultimately tell you where you're at, whether the stuff that you're doing well in practice is available for you in a match or not. So it depends on the amount of time you spend practicing. It might be, you know, a few months, might be 6 months, might be a year, might be 2 years, who knows? But that's how tennis improvement works. Because when you're in a match, there's going to be some shots where you can be cognizant of technical adjustments on the serve, especially. You can remind yourself to do a proper rhythm, to do a proper toss and other things, return of serve. But then once you're in a rally, of course, you can have some simple strategies. Like, remember I was telling you to put more air on the ball. It's going to help you to build the confidence. But as far as the technical work that we did this week, you kind of have to shut that off and just play with the muscle memory that you already have. And a lot of times, it's not going to be there for you in a match like you think it is. You know, a lot of people think, okay, I play well in practice, I'm going to play like this in a match. You come in a match, and it's like you're far away from that level that you had in practice, which is normal. So it's a long process. We know exactly what we got to improve. We got to continue to improve the serve. First serve, second serve, we got to continue to improve the forehand. But there was some moment of excellence today that we can take a lot of confidence from, that we can build upon, and look at it as a marathon for tennis improvement.
I understand how to make a forehand because when I came, I didn't know how to hit more forehand. Now I know that I find the rhythm, I know the first move. So of course I can come here and overthinking and how can I do it, but if I know how to practice, I can improve. And when I came here, I even don't know how to practice anymore. Because even in practice, what's not improving, you know? So absolutely. Now I can make a lot of repetitions of this, and I hope in the match it stays more automatic.
I think before you came, because we exchanged a lot of information via video analysis, and you were what I call lost in technique land, where you're even considering changing your grip to Eastern, and you were overthinking your backswing, and there was a lot of changes that were mostly cosmetic to your forehand. And I feel like we identified very early on in the first 3 days the technical flaws on your forehand, and we established a good idea of how to implement those changes. And I feel like the forehand now is technically sound. Of course, it's not perfect.
But I know how to work
But
now.
before, was a lot of weird things happening. Your racket was going way behind the back. You were making contact way behind the body. There was the weird things. You were very planted and very stationary. Sometimes you were hitting the ball extremely flat with no control and slapping the ball. Other times you were hitting it unbelievably thin, unable to get it past the service line. So if you take a look at some of these rallies today, man, you're like you're ripping the forehand, setting up beautiful rhythms. You're not setting too early. The forehand is like back like it's never been. It's better than it's ever been. It's got incredible potential, and you just continue along this path. You know how to find the forehand if it's gone. You know that there are some problem areas on the forehand, such as high forehands, half-court forehands, and with a lot of training for that, you know exactly what to do, how to do it. There's one final test to graduate from the intuitive tennis 10-day transformation.
What is?
And that is to partake in some of my challenges. No, wait. Felipe,
I recognize what we're doing.
Felipe, wait. Wait. You remember I talked about air on the ball? You're going to have to put some air, my friend, because we're going to the basketball courts. Right here. Tennis is fun. It's a fun game. The most fun thing about tennis is the competition part, to me. You know, to me, that's like when you get into the competition of it, that's when it's the most fun. The most rewarding, the most challenging is when it comes to competition. That's why I encourage everyone to play, to compete, you know, because some people just want to hit, you know, but I think competition is the ultimate pleasure of playing tennis.
But how this sport is so hard.
It's hard
to play well.
Oh man.
I think this is why people don't like to compete, you know?
Well, that's why you got in Brazil, you got beach tennis. In Europe, you got padel. And in the United States, you have pickleball, because those don't require the hard work. They're easy to, you can learn it very fast. Where tennis, it requires a lot of hard work. You see now with yourself, how many years you've been playing to get better, because in tennis, there's always somebody who's going to kick your butt, right? So that's like always, you have to push yourself to keep improving and keep working, because ultimately tennis is a game of losing. Like every week you lose. Within each match you're losing games, you're losing points, you're missing shots. So it's trying to figure out how to deal with the losing aspect of tennis.
Even when you win, you lose.
Even when you win, you lose a lot of points.
You lose games.
And that goes for everyone that plays tennis. So
but it's not a perfect game when you win. You understand?
Never.
You don't win 48 points straight, 48 points.
Never.
You understand?
Never.
You
It's a big
maybe
challenge.
got 48-1, 48-4.
Of course.
Unless you are playing with a guy who doesn't know how to play.
That's different.
So-
but then it's also not fun. You gotta
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you win 6-0, 6-0 in like
It's not fun.
in 30 minutes, that's never fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody has fun doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
The most fun thing in tennis, what puts you on cloud 9, when you feel like so happy, is when you are able to beat someone who's better than you.
Yeah.
That feeling is amazing. Also, when you beat someone where the chances of winning and losing are 50-50, there's a lot of tension, and at the end of the match, all that tension is released, and you win, you feel fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
So it depends also a little bit on how you win. You know, some victories are sweeter than others. Depends on kind of who you play as well. But like I said, the ultimate pleasure of tennis is challenging yourself to get better, going out there competing, and seeing how far you can make it, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.